Flying Scotsman, one of the world's most famous steam locomotives, has made its historic return to the tracks. Thousands turned out to watch its journey from London's King's Cross to York following a decade-long £4 million restoration. Our transport correspondent, Richard Westcott, was on board. Richard.
Well, that £4 million restoration was fraught, to say the least. Think of it like buying your old dream home. Every time they stripped something away, they found another problem underneath. But they've got there. Flying Scotsman is back in business, and it's been quite a day. It's not a locomotive, it's a celebrity. Flying Scotsman, back centre stage on its old stomping ground, eating up the miles. For the crew, it's a tough, filthy, rewarding job. This very cramped passage is just one of the things that makes Flying Scotsman unique in the world. It meant that drivers could change over whilst the train was still moving, and that made this the first service that went from London to Scotland non-stop.
This engine has had all the ups and downs of a celebrity's life. Taken out of service in the 1960s, then shipped off to the United States, shipped off to Australia. It's caused heartache and heartbreak and heart attacks and bankruptcies. It's been in the workshop for years. I think many people believe that it would never again run on these tracks.
Majestically, the beautiful engine eased out of platform 10.
Flying Scotsman's always made headlines. It was the first train officially clocked at 100 miles an hour. Today, the only delays were down to train spotters on the line. At its birthplace in Doncaster, it can still pull the crowds. Journeys end in York, and the crew are stars for the day.
The reception was brilliant. The enthusiasm of the people coming out on the trackside to see the train go by.
It's brilliant to see everybody on the line side. It's great to see that everybody's supporting the engine.
After a decade out of the limelight, Flying Scotsman's going to be touring again, so thousands more can revel in this sight. Richard Westcott, BBC News, on board Flying Scotsman.
Now, many regard her as the most famous steam engine in the world, and this morning hundreds of people lined the platforms at Grantham railway station to see her. The Flying Scotsman came through Lincolnshire on her way from King's Cross to York along the East Coast Main Line. At one point, all the services on the line had to be suspended because there were so many spectators. Our reporter, GEMMA DAWSON, was at Grantham as the train passed through.
Leaving London this morning, the famous Flying Scotsman on its official return to the tracks.
I never thought it would happen. And when the museum took it on and set about getting it all rebuilt, I thought it was great. And to be here is a real privilege.
Once again, huge crowds turned out to see the legendary steam locomotive following its £4 million refit. But its journey north was delayed because of train spotters on the line. Flying Scotsman was due here at Grantham station at 10:25. We've just heard she's been delayed by about 30 minutes, but still lots of enthusiasts here hoping to catch a glimpse. Then at about 10 to 11, Flying Scotsman arrived. About 20 seconds later, it was gone.
It was marvellous to see her coming through in full steam and, managing to pick up a bit of speed as she came through the platform.
It's one of the things that you don't want to miss if you've got the opportunity.
I've come off a night shift from work last night, so I've come straight from work. Bit tired now, but worth it for the 2 seconds that you saw it.
Watching this morning, David and George, who told me they both worked on Flying Scotsman as firemen here at Grantham station.
I wanted to see it how it originally was when it was at Grantham. And I think they made a good job of it.
There's something about a steam engine that it still gives me a funny feeling in the stomach. It's nostalgia, isn't it?
After leaving Lincolnshire, Flying Scotsman continued north, arriving into York at lunchtime in front of many more enthusiasts.